We're going to be discussing Chapter 1 today, and the purpose of these PowerPoint audio lectures is to just provide a high-level overview of the chapter with some select commentary during each slide. So again, this is in conjunction with your reading as well as reviewing the PowerPoints and any other content on Blackboard. All right, so as we jump in, Chapter 1 is the role of social media marketing. So a couple pieces with this is, it's estimated that in 2016 there will be around 2.13 billion social media users around the world. It represents over 63% of all internet users. Thus, just shows the importance of social media and why businesses should take social media very seriously when conducting their marketing plan. So many businesses struggle with social media because they lack a definite plan. They start with an end in mind instead of creating a strategy and objective. So this is like with any business. You have to have a plan in place prior to strategizing for profit and loss. So without a plan, businesses have a hard time understanding exactly what they want to get out of their marketing strategy, thus social media marketing. So for many firms, the focus is now online, which makes knowledge of social media marketing especially valuable for students and or soon-to-be job seekers. And we'll talk about that towards the end of the chapter. So a couple pieces with the chapter outline we're going to go over. So the definition of social media marketing as the text suggests, as well as the 7 myths of social media marketing, which we'll discuss a little bit in detail on those. The history, why it's different, careers, different characteristics that are good for a social media marketer, and then some best practices. All right, so what is social media marketing? So the text suggests that social media marketing refers to the process of gaining web traffic or attention through social media sites. So social media marketing programs usually center on efforts to create content that attracts attention and encourages readers to share it with their social networks. So again, we call this, the viral marketing or secondary and third level marketing, where again it gets shared not with just family and friends, but individuals that person may or may not know. So a couple pieces with this would be like creating buzz. All right, so creating buzz or newsworthy events. This is what makes social media marketing work. So again, the different videos or the behind the scenes. Those are pieces that really entices users to share with their family and friends. Number 2, building ways that enable fans of a brand to promote a message themselves. So again, there's different online social media venues. Corporations or brands can create pages on major social platforms where they can offer followers information promotions like coupons. A lot of businesses will do this, where they will offer, to follow them on Twitter, you'll get a special promotion or you'll get a special coupon that's specific only to their followers. Number 3, based around online conversations. So this is a big thing because again, it's not controlled by an organization. It's not controlled by the politically correct world. A lot of tweets and posts that a business would do, although they need to be careful about what they say, but it's a very authentic environment. Therefore, users feel very much connected to that individual or that business because of that authenticity. Number 4, so part of a larger media ecosystem of owned, paid, and earned media and marketing. So again, this is just represents a way for marketers to leverage their own brand efforts. And again, this will be displayed in Figure 1.2, which we'll come up to here in a moment. All right, so this is a great story, and this story has actually been in this text through a couple different editions, and this is specific to what they call United Brakes guitars. So this individual, Dave Carroll, went on an airline, United, and when he was boarding the plane, he was looking out the window and he saw that 2 crew members were literally tossing his guitar back and forth to put it on the carousel. And he tried to alert a flight attendant. He didn't get any attention from that flight attendant. Anyways, when he got to his destination, he talked to the gate agent about what he saw. And when he went down to pick up his luggage, sure enough, his guitar was broken into pieces. So he did alert, again, the baggage agent for United about what happened. And truly, the United agent really kind of sloughed him off and didn't give him much attention. he did say, just to cut the story short, he did say that he was going to post something on social media networks, and literally the baggage agent said, good luck with that, which he posted in 2009, July 6th. Within 24 hours, the video had more than 150,000 views. 24 days later, it picked up over 1 million views, and major news organizations as well as social media users had picked it up. So, at the end of that, United contacted him, agreed to pay the repair costs, offered him flight vouchers. He declined. 2 years later, this video has over 100 million views. So again, it just shows the power of social media, and with the right message, with that authenticity, you can make a big splash, and he did that, especially against a giant organization like United, which again puts that in perspective for United about how important social media is and the risk management that is associated with it. All right, so figure 1.2, like we discussed just a moment ago, the most valuable media of all the ecosystem is earned media. All right, so when people begin talking about a brand and its content, they spread the word with no additional effort on the part of the marketer. So paid media, you think of this as traditional media. All right, interruption marketing, which is a term we'll discuss later. Interruption marketing or paid media, this is the billboards, the radio spots, the TV commercials. Owned media, this would be like a corporate website, okay, that is all very much tied to a product or service. Earned media is your word of mouth. So this is Facebook comments. This could be review sites, even like Amazon. All right. So this could be somebody talking about a product or service that's not tied to that product or service, which is the most important marketing of all because of the authenticity of that marketing. So now we're going to get into the different myths of social media marketing. These are the 7 myths. Number 1 is social media is just a fad. Number 2, social media is just for the young. Number 3, there is no return on social media marketing. And then number 4, social media marketing isn't right for the business. Social media marketing is new. Social media is too time consuming. And then social media is free. All right, so let's start with the first one. So social media is just a fad. Actually, businesses want to invest their time and energy into marketing tools that will be useful in the long term versus wasting limited resources on flash in the pan technology or a fad. So it is helpful to look at the different foundations of social media. So they're built on an age-old concept of community, socialization, and word-of-mouth marketing. So the social component of social media has been part of human interaction since the dawn of time. All right, so the way that social media was even created, our interactions with individuals and our desire to know what other people are doing, it's all based around that, which really takes the fad out of social media marketing. So initially, social interactions were limited to in-person meetings, right? So mails, letters, telephones, then email, and now social media, all right, or web-based social interactions. So the underlying premise of social media, that people are social and want to connect with other people, has been stable. The difference is that people are now able to connect with each other in a more efficient and scalable way. So think of Twitter, all right, how quick that response is and interactions can happen. Facebook connects you with individuals that you never thought you'd probably be able to connect again with, whether it be high school friends or relatives, or it allows you a different media to be able to get in front of or connect with individuals that you were not able to do before. So like the internet, social media is not a flash in the pan because of the human desire to socialize. All right, and marketers will focus on the platforms mostly used by their target audience, obviously. All right, so if we look at this just shows, again, the number of active users on the different platforms. As you can see, Facebook really blows everybody out of the water. The QQ is more of like a Chinese Facebook. All right, so that is going to be very much specific to the different cultures. All right, and then you can kind of look through the rest of them as well. Figure 1.4 actually connects with, again, which different platforms are businesses using, as well as business to business. So as you can see, again, Facebook dominates, again, the business to consumer marketing. And then you're going to see on the other side that LinkedIn dominates the business to business marketing. So again, importance around those two social networks and understanding how they relate to how a business would market to a consumer and how a business markets to another business. All right, now if we jump into figure 1.5, this connects with social media myth number 2. Social media is just for the young. So the reality of this is that older users are among the fastest growing demographics on most social media sites. All right, Facebook probably being the lead. Again, young adults are still most likely to be social media users, but use among older adults, especially those 50 to 64 age group, has grown rapidly in recent events. And you can see that on this graph, okay? The young are still the heaviest users of mobile social media, as well as the fastest growing group of users. However, among tablet mobile social media users, adults age 55 and over represent the fastest growing group. So again, iPads, the different Samsung devices. So the tablet devices, which are probably more uh, maybe connected to, again, maybe the older generation of having something, larger font, larger surface, would maybe bode well better with that group rather than more of the mobile phone or the mobile technology. All right, figure 1.6 connects with social media myth number 3, that there's no return on social media marketing. All right, but that's not to say that measuring return on social media marketing is easy. There is return on it, and we will be discussing throughout the next several chapters different equations and different technologies and applications that people can use to actually have and show that return on investment. Because a lot of businesses want to know that before they dive or they invest money into social media marketing. So, although return on investment is a specific monetary value determined by an established method, social media return is measured in a variety of different ways and is not always a clear cut as financial return on investment. So, 70% of marketers surveyed in 2014 agreed or strongly agreed that social media marketing helps them improve sales. So, think about it. Whether you take your help desk platform and you put it on social media marketing through Twitter or Facebook, or Zappos does a lot of their customer service on Twitter and Facebook. You're cutting down on telephone costs. You're cutting down on perhaps staffing costs. You're cutting down on different expenses and replacing it with a more scalable and a more efficient way of handling that service. So sales are the ultimate measure of marketing achievement. Therefore, increase in sales and increased customer satisfaction and customer service could easily relate to return on investment. So, and you can see here, again, this is marketers who agree or strongly agree that social media marketing helped them improve sales. And you can see that a lot of them strongly agree or agree with more than 5 years. So very good. All right, figure 1.7. This actually refers back to social media myth number 4. So social media marketing isn't right for this business. So since most social media platforms are free, social media marketing has a special attention for small businesses, including local retailers and service businesses. Again, because it's so easy to get into with very little investment initially to get that application. So this figure shows some of the top benefits of social media marketing are increasing exposure, increasing traffic, creating loyal fans, and generating business intelligence. A lot of these things are things that small businesses did not have ability to get, or if they did, they'd have to spend a lot of money to create that type of brand that created the loyalty and created the following that a lot of corporations already had. So again, the greatest benefits tend to occur early in the sales cycle, not at the point where purchases are being made or the sale is being closed. All right, so what that means is the brand loyalty and the authenticity and the increased traffic and again, just being seen and being referenced and connected with different products or services. Small businesses can do all of those things even before their first sale. So they can promote and get people excited about, again, what their product or service is before it even hits the market. So many businesses have based their success on marketing through television, radio, newspapers, yellow pages, or direct mail. However, these methods are losing their power in the marketplace. People are watching less traditional TV and are instead viewing videos and television online. So radio is being replaced obviously by something like Pandora. Newspapers are being replaced by different blogs. And a lot of those things are growing in popularity. A lot of the typical marketing that small businesses would do, such as like yellow page marketing, um, people do that through Google now. So investing that money rather into Google or Google Places or things like that, that's where a lot of these small businesses want to put their money. Um, Again, a very, very good example. JetBlue Airlines that operates an industry uh, for being near the bottom in customer satisfaction rankings. Again, this is a great example. It almost touches back on the return on investment. So in February 2007, JetBlue's corporate image was dealt a serious blow when weather and a shoestring communication system that left pilots and flight attendants in the dark and an undersized reservation system caused 1,000 flight cancellations within 5 days. And you guys probably remember some of this because it hit the news. And a lot of this happened on Valentine's Day. So in an effort to reach out to customers, the CEO appeared in an unscripted YouTube video apologizing for the airline's mistakes and announcing a customer bill of rights. So the admission of complete responsibility for the incident and an acknowledgement of the pain it caused passengers, coupled with the credible promise to fix it, amounted to a perfect business apology. So you have to think again, it's that authenticity, and again, it's not the corporate spiel per se, but rather a very heartfelt apology from the CEO that goes a long ways. Even if customers are upset and disappointed with the service, they feel like that company is trying to fix and resolve the issues that were at hand. All right. So before I jump into the history of social media marketing, I'm going to finish out with our other pieces. So again, number 5, social media marketing is new. So most of the marketing principles based on social, behavioral, and economic concepts have been around for many years. But new technology and media are changing the roles these concepts play in modern marketing efforts. So talking about brands and businesses, it's not new. And is more generally called word of mouth marketing. The difference is that the conversations are now public, online, and viewable for the indefinite future. So again, social media marketing isn't new. There always was the different forums and discussion threads and review sites and things like that. Now it just makes it so much more available and accessible by more people. And that's what social media is really doing. Social media myth number 6, social media is too time consuming. So the time and the human the time and the human and technology resources required to manage social media marketing depends on the size of the business. All right, so larger companies are going to have thousands of online mentions a day that will have to dedicate more resources to social media than a small business, obviously. All right, the time commitment required to manage social media will also depend on the specific social media strategy and the approach used. So there are ways that businesses can take and consolidate and create more efficiencies through different software programs to create an easier social media strategy and also management of that social media strategy. So really understanding exactly, again, where they're going to dedicate their time and efforts and what different resources that they're going to use, that's an important piece for a business. So there's 3 key ways to limit the time investment in social media marketing. So the first is to look for underutilized employees who can spend time on social media marketing, whether this be a receptionist or a marketing a marketing representative, or another individual that has some cross-training function. The second opportunity is to leverage efficiency tools. So again, this is Hootsuite, TweetDeck, CodeTweet. All of those are very easy to use and efficient, and some of them are even free. And then finally, using mobile devices is a key way to boost social media marketing because, again, picture or video posting, it can happen instantly on the mobile phone. So again, it makes it very easy to use. The 7th social media myth is that social media is free. So many businesses get excited about this, all right, because social media is free within itself, but like we just talked about, it's not really free because first, there's a cost in terms of personal time and technology resources. Secondly, similar to other media and advertising, in addition to costs from posting content, there are also costs of producing and creating impactful content. All right, and then free access means that there's no barriers to entry and greater competition for consumer attention, which kind of brings you guys back to principles of marketing. Whereas that if you have a free product, everybody has access to it. So how are you going to differentiate your strategy from that of a competitor? And then finally, many businesses engaged in social media invest in a guide or a consultant to help them through the process. So consultants can help businesses get off the ground quicker and avoid common pitfalls because they've seen it before. All right. So their best practices are something that can help a company accelerate their social media plan much more quickly. All right, so let's jump back into the history of social media marketing. So currently, social media is said to have reached critical mass with 73% of adults in the United States having a profile on social network. Still, this trend emerged from humble beginnings. All right, and again, you can see even on the timeline on Figure 1.8, the different pieces that go through it. Again, a lot of you might remember MySpace is probably the most popular one. That was kind of the history. That was kind of the precursor of Facebook. All right, where Facebook was created. It connected people with people that they already knew, therefore they're friends, therefore more usage, whereas MySpace was almost more of a way to connect individuals with their favorite band or their favorite pop star or their favorite iconic symbol, something like that. So again, you can read through this, but like I said, a lot of this, interesting enough, I mean, the evolution of it, um, it's just a lot of these different programs and applications you may or may not heard of. So again, it's good to get into it and understand exactly how social media has evolved and the different pieces that a lot of these applications and software programs have adapted from their predecessors to become even better and to become more noticeable in that social media world. So, why is social media marketing different? All right. So, the traditional marketing approach emphasizes the 4 P's, correct? Product, place, price, and promotion. All right. So, even with that, this is more of what we like to call permission marketing. All right. And we're going to get into that discussion, I believe, in either maybe chapter 2 or 3. But nonetheless, several aspects distinguish social media marketing from so called traditional marketing. The first is control versus contribution. So traditional marketing seeks to control the content seen by the audience, all right? Whereas social media marketing emphasizes audience contribution and relinquishes control over large parts of the content. Again, that's what makes it so authentic for their audience and the different consumers, is that a business controls what a consumer sees on their website versus social media, more of contribution. So you're going to get a more realistic and a more authentic approach and discussion around a product or service on social media. Could be good or bad for the business. Therefore, there's more pressure on a business to create a needed and a wanted service and or product. The second important distinction between traditional and social media marketing is trust building. So companies cannot fully control the content that users will create. So to build their image, companies must develop trusting relationships with their audience. So giving them the behind the scenes look is a great way of doing that. In traditional marketing, the signal is one way, right? Like we discussed, from the firm to potential customers. However, social media involves many to many communications, with brands being only one participant. So a brand can give information to a consumer, but also a consumer can also give information to another consumer. So there's different communication trails when it comes to social media marketing. So on social media, trust is slow to earn, but very easy to lose. Therefore, again, it's that authenticity and just that realistic vision that a company needs to have when they communicate with their audience. And again, this is a good discussion point to look at in the book. It's a good example with regards to Domino's and some of the different pitfalls that they fell through, but also their way of creating more of that authentic connection with their audience. So different careers in social media marketing. Being a successful social media marketer requires a combination of personal and technical characteristics, which we're going to talk about. All right. So a career in that, a lot of that needs to have some focus. You have to have some IT discussions. You need to have the personal skills I mean, this goes all the way from being a blogger to a community manager, digital media manager. They discuss social media account executive. There's different things. Again, searching Indeed.com or searching the different job boards, you're going to find different ways that companies describe their social media positions. Which makes this course, as well as the foundation and what this course is around, very important, because a lot of companies, whether you get into marketing or you're specific into social media marketing, there's always going to be an aspect of this, of social media. So what are some key characteristics? All right. Good writing skills are necessary. All right. For most social media jobs, proficiency on at least 3 of the leading social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, are essential. And like I said, very good personal skills. So you need to understand and have high emotional intelligence to understand what the audience wants. Working knowledge of computers is obviously important. And like we said about the 3 social media platforms. So different tips for job seekers. So staying on top of social media trends. I would say some of the other ones are being comfortable with analytics. You need to understand who is using your platforms, who your audience is, who your target audience is. So there are different ways to analyze this through each platform. So understanding what those numbers say and to make a business decision based off of those numbers is a very important piece. And then learn to write for social media. That's not the same as writing an essay or writing a term paper, but it's being able to bullet points and keep people's attention and get their attention very quickly and keep it probably for at least 30 seconds to get your point across on why they should even be there. All right, some of the best practices, again, like we talked about, having a strategy in place, being honest and transparent, that helps with that authenticity, identifying your target audience, so understanding exactly who you're going after and why they should be on your page. We're going to discuss that on the target audience chapter. Welcoming participation. We want feedback. We don't want to deter people away from our page, the good and the bad. We want to be able to promote the good and hit the bad head on. All right. And then remember that what you know today may not be valid tomorrow. That's a great one, because social media marketing does change. Just like we talked about a couple slides ago about how social media has evolved. It's important to know and keep on that trend of which platforms are the most popular and which ones have the best return on investment. All right. So that's it for chapter 1. Appreciate you guys taking time to listen to this. Like I said, I'll try to keep everything to about 10 to 15 minutes for each of these chapters. But again, I'm excited to have you in class. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.